Plastic Studios has made a name for itself by being more of an experimental game developer, crafting games that don't follow traditional gameplay lines. While their previous two titles, Linger in Shadows and Datura, didn't hit perfectly, the experience has given its games a singular style, and the developer has not forgotten that in Bound. After digesting the game's trailer and reading a few articles about Bound, you might be surprised that it begins with a human, pregnant woman resting on a real-world beach. In true classic fashion, the player is inexplicably transported from here to the young princess familiar from the game's stylish advertisement. This princess must find a way to save her beautiful, fractured world. To describe much more of the game's plot would spoil some of the greatest moments in Bound. It's through some of the scenes after each level, taking a first-person view through memories and following the human woman down the beach when the two perspectives start to become a whole. While the game's unwinding plot can be engaging and a little heavy for some, its style and presentation is where Bound really shines. It is a beautiful, dangerous world that the princess inhabits, and her only defense is dance. Every movement she makes is already a performance, which is one of the most visually arresting and fascinating aspects to Bound. But by holding R2, the princess drops her ribbons and begins to flurry against the flames and arms that act as the game's hazards. Besides this element, which you could mistake as combat, Bound's gameplay is about platforming and taking in the world's beauty. Even if you're not into dance or the domestic themes at the heart of the game, there's no denying that its design is worth panning the camera at any given moment, or even tinkering with the game's photo mode, which has been generously incorporated in this game's launch. Much like Plastic's previous titles, gameplay is a little simple. There's not much of a challenge in avoiding the dangers regularly thrusted at the princess. Hold R2 for some ribbon whipping, maybe tap square to cartwheel away, and the worst will quickly be behind you. In that sense, Bound offers little challenge, but if you're looking for an easy platinum trophy, you may want to venture elsewhere. Besides gorgeous visuals and a soundtrack by Oleg Knali-Shpedayko that begs to be released separately, Bound overall asks players to pay attention. Yes, this game's themes get a little deep, and the plot can be emotional for those who care to notice. In your first playthrough, you might get most of what's going on, but the smaller metaphors and parallels are some of the most rewarding reasons to play again and again. Middle of Nowhere Gaming gives Bound a 9.1 out of 10. Bound is a short experience. My hardly completionist playthrough clocked just under 3 hours, but there's plenty of reason to return. If you're looking for something to occupy an afternoon, you need look no further, but I encourage all of the game's players to really give its messages a chance to sink in. It doesn't take long to reach the end, but with this game, the end is hardly the most rewarding part. And now, let me leave you with one of my favorite parts from Bound.